So welcome back. I want to introduce you to to basically a technique in Euclidean geometry. I learned the technique from one of the best teacher. I don't know by the time he was a teacher or what was a lecturer, but I watched this video on some. I heard the video, then I watched him. The name is Henry Walton. I'm going to write it down. It's some sort of reference. Henry, I don't know if this is the spelling, but the name of the guy was or is Henry Walton. So the guy came in that video. He was talking about what is called river method, and I want to write a book on this thing, the river method. But the thing is, it's difficult to find Mr. Henry Walton. He did a video on IEB, International what Broadcasting, from UOFS, from University of Free State. That's why he did the video. So if anyone can help me find him, because I want to find him and write a book on this thing, on the idea. So Mr. Henry Walton referred to Euclidean geometry as movement. Hey, he referred to it as movement. Movement. And coming to master Euclidean geometry as proposed by one of the educational mathematics education researcher or philosopher called Van Heele. So the name of the researcher is Van Heele. The guy who came with 5 levels of learning geometry. Let me not be theoretical. So Henry Walton referred to geometry as movement, more like moving from point A to point B. So I want to introduce you to his idea of river method. He referred to it as movement. So now suppose this is you. Let's say, suppose this is you, and then there's a river somewhere here. I'm sure, like, let's say 2 meters or 5 meters. And then you want to go to that position. Suppose this is your house. Suppose that's your house and you want to go to your house. So this is a practical thing. If you want to go, suppose we have, okay, let me put circles, and then those circles will represent bricks. This is you. This is some sort of a river. Like, okay, let's say it's 10 centimeter deep or 5 centimeter deep, and you want to cross. So if this is bricks, and then what will come to your mind? What will come to your mind is basically something easy. You will take these bricks and put them here to cross to your house. And we do these things in locations. We do these things every day. So, but we just don't know that Henry Walton was practical. And then he noticed that, okay, what we're doing is geometry. So he referred to this thing as movement. And that is definition for geometry. So now, this is the first brick. If you step on top of this brick, first thing that you do, you feel it. Does it allow me to go to the next brick? So now, we will put an arrow. If it allows you, the brick is stable enough for you to move to the next brick, we will put an arrow to represent that, okay, the situation does allow, or the condition does allow for us to go to the next brick. So now if you come to this brick and then it allows you to move to the next one, basically means there is a balance. So if it allows you to move to the next one, we will put an arrow there, and then so and so on. If it allows, we have an arrow. If it allows, we have an arrow up until we reach our final destination. So now what's nice about this thing is, if the brick does not allow you to move or to step on it, if it's not stable, you put another brick, or you put another stone, stepping stones. You put another stone. If this one does not allow you, or it causes imbalance. So this is pure Euclidean geometry. So now let's talk, what does the arrows represent? Those arrows, they represent reasons. Remember, in practical form, if we cannot go to the next brick because the previous one is imbalanced or there's something wrong with it, we change it. So what are we changing? We're changing the reasons. So now, if we have a reason, we put an arrow. If we don't have a reason, we change. We look for a certain theorem, or we look for a different theorem. So now, once you can move from, let's call A1 and then B. Once you can move from brick 1, which is A1, to brick 2, which is B, then you would have proved that angle A1 is equal to angle B. That's the idea with Henry Walton. So we are going to move from one angle to the next angle. That is why he referred to geometry as movement, because we are moving from one angle to the second angle. So I'm going to show you how river method works. But if you know the method, believe me, you are safe. So this is river method, but it only works with angles. So I'm going to show you how this thing operates. It only works with angles. And then mostly we have questions. Guys, I'm smiling because when this guy was explaining this thing, I think it's back in 2016, I was fascinated. So we have questions, and then we have question inside a question in geometry. So river method works with questions and question inside question. So I'm going to show you everything, the application of this thing with real life problems. So this is river method. I'm going to show you the application in the next video. I was just introducing you to river method, the idea behind this thing, how it operates, moving from one angle to the other. That means you cannot use this brick. You cannot let's say you're moving from A1, you cannot take this brick and put it here. You cannot have something like this. This is A1, that is that brick, and A2B is that brick. So you cannot, after A1, you cannot move straight to B. Impossible. And all these stones, they are different. All of them, they are different. So now, if you're saying A1, you move from A1 to B, you move from A1 to C, then you can't say you're moving from C to A, because these stones are different. You move forward. If this is A1, this must be B1, and then C1, okay, and then E4. Like, for example, I'm making an example. You cannot move forward because the stones, they are different. If you have a reason, you put an arrow. Once you can move from A1 to B, then the journey is complete. You have got your marks, 5 marks or 4 marks. It does not matter how many marks, but you have the marks. So I'm going to show you how to apply this nice thing, this nice idea of Henry Walton. I know now I might be speaking rocket science, but you'll see in application it's basically easy. So watch me and then catch the next lesson where I'll be showing you how to apply the river method. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.